Okay, I'm going to do a commentary battle. I've never done one before. All my other videos on my channel are just showing skins, but I had a couple of people request that I actually do battles to show the skins in action, so I'm going to do it. This battle is a 4 versus 4 31k battle. I was invited in this game by Spartan Commander of the BH Clan. I'm sure if you play Vanilla Rome, you've seen those BH games, those passworded BH games in the lobby, and they're usually by invitation only, because so many people are just troll or they're rage quitters, whatever. So when I was invited into one of those games, I jumped at the chance, because I've seen a lot of the BH 31k games on the BH YouTube channel, and they're pretty entertaining, and they're pretty good players at 31k. So I decided to make a video of this battle. My army is Germania. I've got 6 units of shield breakers in the front here. They carry these giant pickaxes. Behind them I've got 5 units of wolf warriors. They're also axemen, but they have a single-handed axe. And I have 2 units of berserkers. Now in my mod, the King Almighty mod, I made the berserkers normal size. They're not giants like in the vanilla game, but they do have a giant axe, and they wear the bear skin. And my cavalry is made up of 6 units of Gothic cavalry, and my general is with this unit. I was the only person in the game that put his general on horseback. Everybody else had their general on foot, which is probably the smart thing to do in a 31k game. But I don't play much 31k. Actually don't play much Rome Total War at all. This was my first game in about a year. I spend most of my time when I'm in Rome Total War skinning and modeling and working on my mod. This player next to me is RV Earth. RV I think is a clan, but I've never heard of them before. He's got 5 units of Archer Auxilia, and he has 10 units of Praetorian infantry. So in the vanilla version of the game, these are urban cohorts, but because urban cohorts are kind of a phony unit, they were police and firemen, not elite soldiers. I reskinned the urbans as Praetorians because the Praetorians were made up of elite soldiers. RV Earth's Cav force is made up of 6 units of Praetorian cavalry. And next to RV is another player playing as the SPQR Romans. This is Hawk. In the game everybody was calling him SR, so I don't think Hawk is his real name. Probably SR is his real name. He's got the same army that RV Earth had. He has 5 Archer Auxilia, 6 units of Praetorian infantry, or no, not 6. 8 units. 8 units? Yeah, it looks like 8 units of Praetorian infantry, and he has 6 units of Praetorian cavalry. Now you're seeing the game is lagging quite a bit. There was about 14 or 15,000 troops in this battle, so it lagged like crazy, and it made it hard to select your troops and control them. I had a really difficult time But that's not really an excuse. Everybody had the same lag, I think. This player playing as Carthage is Capi of the Wolves Clan. He's got 15 units of Sacred Band Hoplites as his infantry, and behind them he has 2 units of Balearic Slingers, and his Cav force is made up of 3 units of Sacred Band Cavalry. Now on the other side of the battlefield is the BH Clan. There were 4 members of the BH Clan in this battle. On the far right of their battle line is Sikkim 8. He has 1 unit of Light Auxilia, and all of his infantry are Praetorians. And he also has 6 units of Praetorian Cavalry. And next to Sikkim 8 is Legion 22, also of the BH Clan. He has a similar army. He's got 6 units of Praetorian Cavalry, 5 units of Archer Auxilia, and though most of his infantry are Praetorians, he does have 2 units of Legionary First Cohorts. So the first cohort is the unit that has more men in it, and also they can inspire neighboring units with the Legionary Eagle. So he changed it up a little bit there. Next to Legion 22 is Mars, and he has an army, no skirmishers, made up entirely of Praetorian infantry and Praetorian cavalry. He had 6 Praetorian cavalry, though he's only showing 3 right here. There's 3 more hidden back there somewhere. And on the left of their battle line are the Spartans. This is a Spartan commander's army. And if you look at the banner, in vanilla Rome, this is the banner of Macedon. But in my mod, I made this the banner of Sparta, because the lambda sign was a symbol of Sparta, not of Macedon. So I corrected that in my mod. He's got about, looks like 15 units of Heroes of Sparta. And then he's got 5 units of Helot Archers. Alright, so that's all the armies. I'm going to start the battle, let it run. So the units in King Almighty mod, they're based on units that are in Rome 2. In Rome 2 there's an elite Spartan unit called the Heroes of Sparta. So the Spartan Hoplites are reskinned as Heroes of Sparta, and the Armored Hoplites are reskinned as Royal Spartans, which in Rome 2, that's the other elite Spartan unit that can support a general. So right now everybody is kind of moving together, forming up, picking the spot of where they want to fight. There's already some skirmishing going on here between SR and Legion 22. Seeing some flaming arrows being shot at Legion 22 by SR's archers. See Sikkim 8 moving his army forward, so SR is going to pull back. That happened a lot in this battle, where one side would push forward, the other side would withdraw, and the the advancing army would take advantage of that by getting some shots into their backs as they were running away, and then they would turn around and charge the other direction. Right now, here goes a cav charge by Sikkim 8 against Hawks or SR's archers, but then he's going to pull back. So all the players in this game are pretty good. They're very experienced and they've played together a lot. I've never played with any of them before, but I have seen them in watching the BruthaHood Clan channel on YouTube, some of their battles. So I know they've all played a lot of 31K. Right now, here's a cav charge by Mars against the archers of RV Earth. He's gonna stop for fear of a counter charge over here. So here is the Carthage army of wolves, Capi. He started out all the way on our left, but he's gradually moving over to the right side. He wanted to get his army all the way to the right to go against a Spartan commander who was playing as Sparta. Right here I did a cav charge against Mars's cavalry, hoping that I could get him to chase my Gothic cavalry, but he didn't fall for it. Just held his ground. I didn't really know what I was doing in this battle. My three teammates were communicating really well with each other, but they weren't really talking to me much. When I told them that I hadn't played in a year, they might have thought I was a noob, maybe, not very good. So they kind of ignored me, and I just kind of hung back and watched them. Right here comes another cav charge by Mars. 6 Praetorian cav charging after these archers, I think, but he's going to get his cav a little too close to my infantry. And when he got that close, I decided to do a counter charge with cavalry and infantry. And he had a hard time getting his cav to turn back around quick enough. I was able to catch them, or at least half of them. Right there you see a Praetorian cav unit routing, and a second one. And then a third one. So he lost 3 of his cav units with that little mistake. And now you see him pushing his infantry forward here. So at this point of the battle, Capi started messaging me to get out of his way. Pretty much, he wanted the far right, and he wanted me to move to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and let him have the far right, because his army is better suited to going against Spartans than mine is. If you're playing as Germania, you'd rather go against the Romans than the Spartans. So here you see a Spartan commander and Mars making a solid battle line here, and Spartan commander is gonna send half of his Spartans over to the right, where the other 2 BH armies are. And you're gonna in this pocket they're going to fill this with archers. You've got archer auxilia, which have really long range, and Helot archers now moving into position, and they're going to start shooting my infantry, which is way too close. I didn't take any skirmishers. I wasn't sure if I should or not, since I was playing as Germania. The chosen archers are really expensive, so I went with the Rush army, but I left them standing too close, and I lost a lot of units. This pile of dead bodies are my units. So I threw away a few soldiers there. I think even right here I'm still in range. I think they're still shooting me. I'm going to move backwards a little farther. So over on the left here, the RV Earth and SR are skirmishing with Sikkim 8. They keep attacking, pushing forward. One side will retreat, and then they'll go back the other way. But neither side wants to commit to an infantry battle yet. They're still just throwing javelins and shooting arrows. So right here, the Wolves player gets to the far right finally. And I'm moving into a better position where I can attack Romans here in the center. One thing you notice in the battle is all these guys are really good at controlling their armies. They move together, and mine is kind of my battle line is kind of fucked up. I was having a really difficult time getting my units to go where they wanted because of all the lag. So you're seeing my inexperience there. I think they were all, the other players were all used to playing with this kind of lag, since they play so many high money battles on large scale. Back here, Capi keeps, he snuck his cav all the way around to this side, and he kept messing with them, making them look back over their shoulder by having cav behind them. This happened a few times where they would do a cav charge out here and he would pull back. But that's a good tactic to, if you can get some cav behind the enemy, it makes them have to keep looking back over to that side to watch their backs. They don't want this cavalry, this Sacred Band cavalry, sneaking in and killing any of their archers. I was kind of thinking that I should send my Gothic cavalry to get behind the Roman cavalry, and maybe we could sandwich them and kill more of them, but I was too slow to react. Honestly, by the time I selected my cavalry, it would be too late to do the charge. That happened to me a few times just because clicking on the units was difficult. So yeah, I need a lot more practice at 31K. Here's Mars sending forth a depleted cav unit to attack these archers, and he's gonna crash into my berserker unit. Also, I countercharged and killed his cav, but his little charge made my berserkers go crazy, and they charged forward by themselves. This flashing red flag means this unit cannot be controlled. And right there it stopped, and I could have pulled them back, but I didn't do it immediately. And they caught some Pila. See, the unit got cut in half with all those javelins. So now I'm starting to creep my cav around the right side here. Once Capi pushed all the way that way, I figured I should move farther that way and give them something else to worry about. And now there's an infantry fight going on the left side. Romans on Romans. And at this point, Capi messaged me to charge. He wanted to cut off this half of their army from the other half, and when they left that gap right there in the middle of their battle line, he took advantage by charging forward. I also charged my units, but I wasn't expecting him to charge forward. I wanted to stop and do a war cry, but he was so far ahead of me I decided not to, and I just charged everybody forward without it. My wolf warriors and berserkers have the ability to instill fear in the enemy, so I was counting on that to hurt the morale of the Romans without doing the war cry. So you're seeing this whole block of Mars's infantry surrounded by Sacred Band, and then my Germans pushing in on both sides. On the other side of the battlefield, both sides have committed to infantry fight. It's Praetorian on Praetorian over there. Spartan commander is going to form a wall right here with the heroes of Sparta. But there's not much the Spartans can do to save these Romans here. They're surrounded, and you're seeing a massive chain rout begin. A cav charge there by RV Earth on the side of those Julii Romans is going to break the last of their morale. And then you see the morale drop by the Romans hurts the Spartans, and they start routing also. So right there, the left side of their battle line is just disintegrated, and probably almost half of their army is dead. And on the left side, it looked like the Julii Romans and the Spartans in here were winning. There's a lot more Julii banners than there are SPQR banners. But with the left side of their battle line collapsing, you're now seeing Sacred Band infantry run in on their flank. I've got my Gothic cavalry over there. There's Sacred Band cavalry, and they're now surrounded with these purple Romans here, the SPQR holding their ground. you're now starting to see a chain route of Julii Romans. And the BH players start to admit defeat, which is the honorable thing to do. Play to the end, admit defeat, don't rage quit. After this battle, I played three 1v1 games, and all 3 times, as soon as I started winning, the opponent rage quit. And that's why clans exist. And there's the results. Heroic victory for my side there. I thought I did okay. Got a decent number of kills there. RV Earth got the most for our side, but it was really Wolves Capi that was the star of this battle. His charge on the right and the left, and that separated the BH battle line, was really effective. I don't think this happens very often to the BH clan, that they get heroic. They're really good players. If you watch their clan channel, you'll see that. But there it is, my first commentary battle. Maybe I'll do more, maybe not, I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. Thank you to Spartan Commander for inviting me to that battle. Hopefully he can do it again sometime. I'm still working on the King Almighty mod. Getting closer and closer to finishing it. And when it's done, I'll post a link on my channel so you can download all these skins. It's a mod for vanilla Rome Total War only. It's not a complete overhaul. It's just going to change the names and the skins of your units. No stats are changed, so you can play it online against people that don't have the mod.